We can only understand the Emmaus formation experience if we look to the original Emmaus formation experience. We hear in the 24th chapter of Luke's Gospel that 2 of Jesus' disciples have left Jerusalem. It's as if they're doubting and they're discouraged. And as they're going on their way to Emmaus, which is perhaps almost a sign of leaving Christ behind and going to an old way of life, they're encountered by Jesus Christ. They don't recognize him until they recognize him in the breaking of the bread. This story is profound because Jesus steps into the doubt and confusion of disciples who have turned their backs on him and left him behind. There's something in this original Emmaus account that likely strikes a chord with us because today we too live in a post-Christian era, as many disciples have turned their backs on Christ and are pursuing a former way of life. This post-Christian culture has deeply impacted the lives of our youth, and if we're honest with ourselves as youth ministers and campus ministers, we know that it has impacted us too. The Emmaus formation experience is designed for those youth ministers and campus ministers who want to stand in front of their own confusion, their own doubt, and their own fear, in this place of vulnerability and begging Jesus to encounter them there, that they might, with confidence, proclaim the gospel to this generation of youth.
For me, what started my investment in Emmaus was that I had the support of my pastor, my coworker, and a fellow youth minister who all said, you should spend more time with other youth ministers. And when I was invited to do Emmaus, I knew that this is what God was calling me to do. If I have multiple people telling me to do something, usually God's been calling me to it and I need to listen.
I invest my time in Emmaus because, plain and simple, it's worth it. Whenever I show up, I know that I'm gonna see people that make me smile, who understand my ministry, and I'm gonna get trained in some way.
Emmaus has impacted my ministry in that it has allowed me a deeper understanding of who I am and who the people I am called to minister to are.
With Emmaus, I've been able to see that this is exactly what I need to do to succeed, and that God has equipped me with the strength to do these things. So I've been working more to be present in the community, to make phone calls and continue those lasting relationships with families that can really allow for lifelong relationships with God to develop. And that's what Emmaus has really helped me to do.
The format for Emmaus is rather simple. It gathers youth ministers and campus ministers several times each month for fellowship, prayer, formation, personal reflection, and group discussion. Emmaus gives youth ministers the time and the space that they need to seek the face of Christ, to abide with him, to remain with him, and to allow him to teach them how to announce the gospel today.